Hi everybody and welcome to the OpenECry midweek market commentary for the 18th of September. My name's Simon Clark from Trade with Precision and I'll be discussing the markets that are of key interest right now. Now the first market I'm going to talk about today here is pound yen, a currency pair. Now this market is looking very bullish to the long side on multiple time frames, and there looks to be some very nice chart structure in these markets and in these time frames that I shall talk about. So if we take a look here first of all at the monthly chart, we can see from the monthly chart the price action's been relatively in a sort of a downtrend here for some time, but recently we've broken out and we've got quite a bit of volatility in here now. Our monthly chart, we've now got our moving averages just in the right order, and we've got lovely convergence here on the indicators too. And if we just look back at time and look at the sort of potential movement for this market, there looks to be potentially long way to go on this market. It's certainly been on these time frames. There's nothing in the way of resistance and so future support and resistance levels above price at this moment. So if we come down to the weekly chart and we can start to build a bit more structure or identify a bit more structure here in price. We can see from the lows down here around this sort of 120 sort of level that price has sort of tested this sort of low three times. We've had three tests of the bottom, and now we've got a new uptrend formed here in price. As we've got a new uptrend, we've got some nice convergence on the indicators. We've got our moving averages fanning in the right order, and we can see that price has respected and tested these previous levels here a number of times, and we're starting to get some sort of structure building here in price. So price has found support and resistance here. The previous level here is sort of 150, broken through that, come back, retested it a number of times, and now we've just sort of broken back out to the high side, looking like price is going to move on up to 160 as first base. If we come down to the daily chart, we can see this in a bit more detail, and I've sort of drawn a level in here from the previous recent highs, and we can see that as price is now sort of broken out of that level, it's now pulled back to it. This is sort of 156,700. Price has broken out, pulled back to it, right in the sort of buy zone, and now we've got sort of small bullish candles moving to the high side. So we've sort of broken out now of previous highs, and we've got all of our moving averages in the right order, and lovely convergence here on the indicators too. So when we come down to these lower time frames, so I'll come down here to the 240 chart here, we can start to see what's going on here in price. So we can see we've got an uptrend here, and then price is now sort of traded pretty much flat across here, and we've got a very, if I sort of draw a level in here, it's not quite a good enough level for a momentum breakout level, but it's not far off where price has tested this a number of times. So I'm just keeping a close eye on this. I'm looking for trading opportunities as this level gets broken and price continues to trade up to the long side. Now the next market I'm looking at here is gold. This is the mini gold futures contract, and we take a look here on the gold. On the monthly chart we can see that gold, after hitting its high up here at sort of nearly $19, it's now sort of rolled back round. We've tested $18 a number of times and now sort of formed a bit of a pullback and actually started to form a new sort of downtrend here. So we've had a pullback down here. We had a significant low down at this 1200 level, and now we're pulled back, and now we're starting to break down again. Looks like we're going to form a new lower low here. Come across to the weekly chart and we can see that we've got a bit more structure here in price. So if I've drawn some levels in here on the weekly, this move to the downside here on the monthly chart has now, we can see on the weekly chart, we've now got a nice structured trend with lower highs and lower lows. Our moving averages are all in the right order, and we've got some lovely convergence here on the indicators too. Now if we take a look, I've drawn these levels in as sort of quite precisely now. So we've got 1320 and 1200. So 1320, as you can see, has been tested a few times here. It's been support, it's been resistance. Price has broken underneath here, tested at 1200, bounced back up. We've tested 1320 again a couple of times, and now we've just broken underneath that level. So it certainly looks like the next move looks fairly possible down here to test 1200 again. So that's certainly what I'm sort of looking for. Now if we come down here to the lower time frames, take a look at the daily chart, we can see this sort of structure in a bit more detail. So I've got 1320, I've got 1200. We can see that when from testing 1200, the market had quite a move up. We even sort of formed a new uptrend here. But now we've now got a low, a lower high, and a lower low again. So now we're starting to form a new downtrend here on the daily chart, and we certainly got some lovely convergence as well. And it looks like this 1320 level wasn't enough to hold price back. So coming down to these lower time frames even still, so it's the 240 charts, and around these sort of mid time frames, which is the charts that I'm looking for potential trading opportunities. We can see on the 240 chart here, we've got our three moving averages flowing very, very nicely. We've got some lovely structure here in price. We've got some lovely indicators, convergence here too. So I'm looking for potential trend flow trading opportunities on this market to the short side. And if I just sort of mark in roughly where that 1320 area is, which is just through here, would you have to remember that potentially there could be another sort of retest here of 1320. If the market does retest up here at 1320, could be an area for opportunities to maybe sort of get into this market, looking for trading opportunities to the short side. So I'm just keeping a close eye on this, looking for trading opportunities underneath this level as the downtrend continues. Now the last market I'm going to look at here today is Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. So we've got some nice chart structures on these time frames on this market as well. So if we take a look here at the monthly chart, we can see here from the monthly chart that since price sort of pulled right the way down here in sort of 2009 to around about testing just underneath the 60 level, we've since then sort of price has been in an uptrend, but it's been sort of pretty much within a range here on the monthly chart, but trends within trends within this range. We've recently broken out of this range. Now this level, the high of this level range, was around the 90 level up here. So price has now sort of broken out of this level, pulled right the way back underneath it, and now just breaking out above it here as well. We can see that we've got our moving averages all in the right order now, fanning very nicely with some nice geometry between them. Bullish candle as we're now sort of breaking through the 90 level this month. We've got some nice convergence on the move here on the indicators too, and this is looking very nice for and you can see the potential move. There's nothing else in on this time frame for price moving up to, well, at least the sort of 100 level up here. So taking a look at the weekly chart here, we can see this in a bit more detail. We can see the move, we can see the pull back to this 90 level, and retest of it, pulled underneath it, and now we've broken decisively above this level. And interestingly, if I just zoom this up a little bit, you'll actually find that we're now sort of breaking above the previous highs just here as well. So if when we come down to the daily chart here, we can see a bit more structure, and I've drawn some further levels in here. So we've got the 90 level through here, which we can see how prices found support here, found resistance here. Now we've broken through. We've got our moving averages now just in the right order. Lovely convergence here on the indicators too. So everything in a nice agreement here for an uptrend. Prices become overextended, pulled back in. We've had some small bullish candles here in the buy zone, and now price sort of breaking up above this further level here, which I've marked in, which is 92,500, and you can just see how price has found resistance, support, resistance and support through here, and also through here more recently too. We've just broken through there, and it's looking very nice for potential trend to continue to the long side. So looking at this market, and what I'm doing is I'm coming down to these lower time frames, looking for trading opportunities, for trend flow, and even possible sort of expansion opportunities on these lower time frames. Trying to get entries above this sort of 92,500 level, looking for opportunities to the long side. So that concludes the midweek market outlook and potential trading opportunities to look out for. I'd like to thank you for watching the Open ECry midweek market commentary and look forward to speaking to you next week. Bye for now.